have such sights to show you.
He turns a dial and the car slides into gear. As they pull away, she asks him about the person he called to help.
Are you gonna, tell that person you found your keys?
Without a word, he pulls out his phone and slides it open. As he dials a number, the name Linda Hub appears on the screen in his dashboard. A loud ring permeates every inch of the car interior as he quickly clears the screen and switches the call to private.
Linda Hub? Like Linda Hubby? As in wife.
She glances over at the man sitting next to her as someone picks up his call.
Hey, so I found my keys inside the store. I don't know, I must have dropped them. I don't know, maybe I was pulling something out of my pocket.
You scumbag. Not only are you a predator who is actively kidnapping a 13-year-old girl, but you're also living a second life behind your wife's back.
Her opinion of this Claude wasn't very high to begin with. But another touch of sugar will always help the medicine go down.
No, not right now. I will be in a little while. Don't worry about it. Meacham, yep, bye. You too.
He throws the phone into the designated cell phone compartment under the radio. She sees him clenching his teeth as grips the steering wheel. They drive along in silence.
You said your brother is at home alone. Waiting for you?
Yeah. I'm usually there when he gets home. But I've got volleyball practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You don't get home at the same time?
No. I usually get home at about 2:30 or 3. Maybe 3:15. But he's usually home around 4 o'clock. You're trying to figure out how old he is. You fucker.
Oh, okay. So you guys go to different schools?
Yup. He's still at Ringwood. He's only in 3rd grade, but his school ends at 3:45. He comes home and we go right to his room and watch TV. When it's him and I make sure to keep him in his room. He's my little brother. I don't want him getting into trouble, you know?
Yeah, totes.
Art says, feigning interest.
So you really do need to get home.
Yeah, like I said, you know.
Why are you guys alone? Where's Mom and Dad?
She can feel her blood begin to boil. It takes all she has not to spit in his face and push the steering wheel into oncoming traffic, but manages to keep a cool facade.
Dad lives in Scarborough. We only see him like every other weekend, you know? And my mom works at the hospital. She has to work for like 3.5 days straight pretty much. So she's really not even there during the week.
So you and him are alone together pretty much.
Pretty much.
Ah. Gotcha.
Yeah, we don't really fight or anything.
It sounds like I should really get you home then. Tell you what, I'll just bring you to your house now so your brother doesn't have to be there all alone.
Really? I didn't get dinner even after I found your keys, Art.
The same emphasis on his name that she used when she found his keys.
Don't be silly. Of course you get dinner. Just not tonight.
Just then that deafening ringing of the car speakers starts again. Linda Hub shows up on the dash screen. Art quickly silences his ringer.
I don't get it. I found your keys, Art. I'm the one who's helping you. I'm the one helping you find your things. You didn't even thank me. There it is again.
She thinks to herself smugly as she watches his cheek bulge out as he clenches his teeth. The two share a moment of silence. A sudden ocean between.
Mind-boggling.
She thinks.
Who's Linda Hub?
She asks, waiting for his response.
She's my wife.
He responds, as though she was incapable of understanding the obvious. A single bead of sweat runs down his forehead and is displaced by an eyebrow. Another gap in the conversation is broken by her telling him to turn left. He obliges. As if on cue, Art Jr. lets out a yip. After having been silent the whole ride. She turns around and grabs Art Jr. from the back seat and holds him close to her.
It's okay.
She says, smiling as she holds him.
Everything's fine. Go back to sleep.
He starts to nod off. She rocks him back and forth and puts him down gently in her lap.
Come on, Art.
She says gently. She continues to give him directions to her house. She tells him to slow down as little canine puppy nails occasionally poke through the gaps in her sweater as she holds Art Jr.
This street splits. Make a left here.
She tells him as she turns her head left and right. Art looks past her and sees the fork in the road. He notices houses getting more and more spaced out as they reach a more rural area of town.
This street just ends.
She says, looking up and down the street.
Just keep going straight and turn right.
Okay.
He maneuvers the sedan past several barns and onto a dirt path that terminates upon an 18th century farmhouse. He sees a relatively new 3-car garage around the far side of the house accompanied by a gravel parking lot.
Just pull around back.
She points to a small side garage next to the house. Art pulls the car over, making enough room for Leia to exit. He puts the car in park and lifts his cell phone from its resting place to check messages. Leia steps out of the car, still holding Art Jr.
Thanks, Art.
She says, excusing herself as she grabs her keys.
No problem.
She unlocks the door to the small garage.
Leia, where are you going with him? Hey!
Don't worry, he's fine. Keep your voice down, Art. He's asleep.
She instructs as she begins opening the garage door.
Leia! Give me the dog!
She spins around and grabs him by the front of his shirt with surprising ferocity.
Keep your voice down.
She says, gritting her teeth. She pushes him back as if swatting away a fly. And in a flash, absconds into the dark abode. Art Jr. lets out a whimper as the jingling from his tags quickly exceeds earshot.
This is bad.
He tells himself.
She knows way too much. She knows everything. How did I let it get to this point of FUBAR?
His heart pounds out of his chest as he quickly tries to comprehend the gravity of the situation. He hasn't actually done anything illegal. Perhaps immoral, but he never crossed the line.
Maybe I can just leave?
He opens maps on his phone to see they are only about 4 miles from where they met, at the gas station.
But the dog? Linda will kill me if I came back without the pup. Fuck it.
He'll figure out some bullshit to get himself out of it. He always gets out of it. Between the time it takes the brain to tell the rest of the body to turn around, he hears the jingling start again.
You want to meet brother, don't you? Isn't that why we're here?
Fuck this. And fuck you.
Is all the primal state of his brain can muster in response. He turns to leave.
Oh, and Art, one more thing. If you leave, I will tell everybody you me.
She holds the dog up by the scruff.
And I will break every bone in this dog's body.
She says as she sinks back into the darkness.
Fucking A.
Art thinks to himself as he stares into the darkness, trying to make out what's going on.
This is out of control.
There's only one thing he can do to cover his tracks without a doubt.
Are you sure you want to do this? Fuck this.
He says, as he slams the car door.
This whole thing is out of control.
He says to himself as he walks towards the house.